This is Enzo Calzaghe's gym. It's an old rugby club. It's where Joe Calzaghe, his son, prepares. And we're with Joe now. And we're going to talk about some of Joe's big fights during the last 13 or so years. We're going to start 1997 in Sheffield. It was a cold night. It's Chris Eubank.
Great fight. You know, what can I say? As you know, the original opponent was Steve Collins, who was an excellent fighter himself, but you know, he relinquished the title a few weeks before, and Eubank was boxing on the bill in any case, so he was in great shape. So, well, what a substitute to come in, and Chris Eubank himself.
And the best possible start, you dropped him in the first round. Proper shot as well.
Saying the best possible start is probably the worst possible start, because it lulled me into the false senses of security I would knock Eubank out. And for the next 2 or 3 rounds, I went hell for leather trying to knock him out with no success, and felt exhausted. You know, to be honest, it was my first 12-round fight. I think I went 8 rounds twice and knocked everybody else inside the first few rounds. So not used to doing that sort of them rounds. So it was very, very hard. And to this very day, it's still the most difficult fight I've ever had.
Yeah, I mean, at the end, you could barely walk. You know, after the fight, you were absolutely exhausted.
Oh, exhausted, but you know, the harder the win, you know, the sweeter the victory. You know, what a fantastic way to beat somebody like Chris Eubank in what a test. You know, he had as many world title fights I had fights, if I believe, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you know, it was great. I dropped him in the first round, dug deep, was exhausted, but that's how you see who you are. And I showed to everybody, you know, I belong to be a world champion, because it was difficult, and it was very difficult, and I kept pushing it through. Got my second wind, hit that wall, come through it, and yeah, it was just it was an amazing win for me, and you know, very proud.
Eubank straight away onto the offensive. Calzaghe going looking for Eubank. Just those 2 defeats that Eubank's experienced in his career. Oh, and he's down! Left hand's caught him, and Eubank knows now that Calzaghe can punch. There's a smile on his face, but he was caught cold. And look again at that left hand. Well, there was no smiling as Eubank hit the canvas. Almost lifted off his feet. More good work from Calzaghe. Eubank trying to match fire with fire, but the weight of punch is with Calzaghe. He takes a good uppercut there from Eubank, but Calzaghe is forcing the pace. Eubank landed some terrific body shots. Calzaghe again will not be denied. He bullies Eubank back. Good left hand again from Calzaghe, and Eubank absorbs it, and a fierce uppercut. How much more has Eubank got left here in this 9th round? This is a big round for Calzaghe. Now in the final round, terrific shot from Calzaghe, and Eubank doesn't like it, but he's getting the standing count. The crowd don't like it. Eubank certainly thought that he shouldn't have been counted there, but he took that left hand, and did he just touch down with the right glove? I think he did. Well, closing seconds of the 12th round, and what a performance this has been from Joe Calzaghe. Big uppercut from Eubank in the closing seconds, but Calzaghe, the pride of Wales, surely, although Eubank raises his glove, surely Calzaghe is going to get this title. The crowd are on their feet, and a new star of British boxing has been born tonight. Words of congratulations from Ernie Fossey and from his trainer, his father Enzo, and in the other corner, I think Eubank knows he's a beaten man.
After the Eubank win, you injuries plagued you for a while and your preparation wasn't great. Then you got Robin Reid in the ring. Now, he'd been a champion, he'd been a bronze medalist at the Olympics you wanted to go to, and it was a hard night up in Newcastle.
Yeah, it was a hard night. To be honest, one thing I wasn't happy about is I wanted to box Robin Reid when he was WBC champion, and he wouldn't want to fight me. He didn't like my name mentioned. All of a sudden, he goes and loses to Sugar Boy Malinga, and then I'm the champion, and it's totally reversed. All of a sudden, he's calling me out. So I was frustrated, thinking, hey, I wanted to fight you when you were WBC champion and get a unification fight, and all of a sudden you've been beat, and I fight the guy. But that's the way it was, you know. I agreed to fight him, I fought him. Didn't fight my best. I felt comfortable. Yeah, he fought a good fight. I felt comfortable up to 4 rounds. I thought I was winning quite comfortably. I was in control of the fight. I damaged my hand in the 4th round. And then I just switched off, basically. Yeah, you know, with experience, he caught me with right hands. He fought the perfect game plan for himself. You know, he was a good counter punch, come over the right hand. I was a sucker for it that night. Didn't fight, but I still won the fight. You know, I won the fight, and he fought his best. I didn't perform, I didn't show up, but still won the fight. So I think that shows in itself that he never had a chance of beating me. So he can beat me that night. He never beat me.
11th round, 2 to go. They'll both try to lift it now and steal the last 2 rounds on the scorecards. They may hold the destiny to who prevails in this big domestic clash. Reid just switching stance for a moment. Landing a right hand too.
Well, he's trying to pick up the tempo, Reid. I think that could be good for him to do. See what really pushed Calzaghe back. See what he can do on the back foot.
The word rematch is already beginning to flash through my mind. Calzaghe, good right. Reid rather came onto it. A lot of top boxers watching at ringside and football people too. I've seen Sunderland manager Peter Reid over on the far side. Those are hitting the gloves. They're flashy from Calzaghe, but I think they hit the arms and gloves, those.
Yes, they weren't scoring points. They weren't getting through. Arm punches which just landed on the gloves.
Whether all the judges could see that, of course, is another matter. Sometimes fights look a little bit different from different angles. Good right to the body, Calzaghe. Oh, and the right cross, good shot. Calzaghe, and one to the body too. Better work now from Calzaghe here. Reid prepared to drop his gloves and stand there and slug.
Well, we always knew that deep down these are 2 good-looking guys, but they're not afraid to get down in there and slug it out.
Well, they won't be doing any male modelling engagements tomorrow. What a shot from Reid, but back comes Calzaghe with a left hand. Great right from the challenger, Robin Reid again. Both of them refusing to be dominated. Almost matching each other punch for punch. Oh, big right cross from Reid. How did Calzaghe take that? No effect. Reid feigns injury as Calzaghe launches again at him. This is a some round, this 11th.
This is a great round, and you can tell they're both throwing everything. I think they realise it's very close.
Calzaghe punches the air as if he won the round, but there were a lot of good shots landed in that round. Wouldn't want to be the judges trying to score that one.
I think you've done the same as me. I couldn't stick my neck out and score on that one. Both of them landed with good punches. Nobody really got the better of the round. It was an excellent round. Prepared just to stand there toe to toe and slug it out. And what was that 50-1 draw? It's not looking so bad now, is it?
Look at that. They've both landed 199 punches. What about that?
So I said the 50-1 draw is not looking bad.
And then they really would do it all again. And the crowd are on their feet here at the Newcastle Arena. They've enjoyed this. It's been some battle. They touched gloves. These two might have had a few angry words, but I think they've got a real respect for each other now. It could easily depend on this last 3 minutes for the WBO Super Middleweight Championship, as good as we thought it would be, between Robin Reid and Joe Calzaghe.
Well, that's how I've got it very, very close, hanging in the balance. Calzaghe's still just that 1 point ahead, so everything's still to fight for.
But Reid has come back to something like his best here tonight. He has re-established himself, I think, win, lose or draw, back on the world stage. If he is to get beaten, that would be the consolation, but he may yet nick this.
It's just showing that he's had a couple of poor nights recently, but he's a lot better fighter than he's shown.
I think he's needed the rest. He looks mentally recharged and refreshed from it. I think he'd gone flat and jaded. Too many hard fights in a row. Always had that theory about him. Oh, Reid with a big shot to the head again. And back comes Calzaghe with his left. Terrific fight this has developed into.
The cornermen in both corners are screaming for the men to come forward. Everybody, I think, knows this is a close fight.
Take your hat off to these two to be in the condition to produce an effort like this again. Punch for punch, toe to toe. What a finish.
They're both showing great hearts, great determination. This really has been a terrific fight.
Reid has blocked a lot of shots around his gloves, and he might argue that he's landed the more solid shots that have actually got through. Did then too with the right hand.
How crucial is that 1 point deduction going to be?
Maybe very crucial. They're at it again, even in the closing seconds. There's the bell to end it. It ends with them in a furious exchange, and Roy Francis says, well done the pair of you, I think. What a great fight, he says. Goodness.
Then there was that guy, Omar Shaker, a noisy American, decent reputation, and you were particularly nasty that night, Joe.
Yeah, well, you know, it's one of them crossroads in my career. I call it an early crossroads in my world title defences. You know, I went through some disappointed fights, you know, with David Starry, Robin Reid. Then I boxed a mandatory challenger called Rick Thornbury. And out of all them fights, now I look back, I'm very proud because, you know, I couldn't train properly. I didn't spar.
You were carrying injuries throughout
I
those
didn't
fights.
spar. I literally didn't spar. You know, I literally went through training with no sparring because I couldn't lock my elbow out because it'd be immense pain. I was having cortisone injections, I was seeing specialists, couldn't find out what it was, so I was just doing light work, and it was amazing really how I managed to do that. So when Omar Shaker came along, I realised this guy was dangerous. You know, he had a big reputation. He came off a win against Glenn Johnson, who was a great fighter of the day, and then, you know, I knew I had to be in great shape, and I went to a training camp. The first time in my career, I think I actually went to training camp with Chesn't in, I think it was Hertfordshire, and only for like 2 weeks, but it done great because it was the first time I actually sparred, and I was hopeless for the first 3 or 4 days. I was bringing these sparring partners in, my timing was all the hell. I was like knackered after about 2 or 3 days because I wasn't used to throwing punches against something that moved. I'm used to punching the bag that stood still. But after a week, you know, I started to feel my timing coming back. I started getting my hunger back, and then I felt more confident in myself. And I went into the Shika fight knowing that, you know, the old Joe Calzaghe was back.
And it needed to be back.
It needed to be back. You know, he was a cocky individual. I didn't like the guy. You know, he came with a bit of a reputation, and you know, I was really, really happy. And you could see in that fight, you know, after the win, I dropped him in his knees. Dad gave me a big hug, and he's like, "I'm back," you know, and I felt so pleased to be back.
Well, a bit of feeling before the fight. Omar Shika was right in the face of Joe Calzaghe, and he certainly doesn't lack confidence, this young American. Referee Gino Rodriguez could be a busy man. Shika from New Jersey, straight away onto the attack. But this is the sort of fight that Calzaghe may well like. Somebody who's prepared to come forward and prepared really to try and force the pace. And Calzaghe's never happier than when he's in a real tear-up. Shika coming into this fight on a couple of good performances, beat Simon Brown and also Glenn Johnson. We're in the third round. Calzaghe, good work inside and clipping Shika with a terrific left uppercut. Shika responding with solid shots of his own. And this is shaping up to be an interesting contest. The 23-year-old American is certainly here to win. Calzaghe again caught by the right-hand counter to the body, but the greater volume of punches is being thrown by the champion, the Welshman. It's good from Shika. Shika's actually got a loss on his record to Tony Booth a few years back. Watching him here, it's hard to understand how that happened. Clearly has learnt a lot in the ensuing years. Catches Calzaghe again with the right hand as the Welshman gets in close. Those hooks of Shika are the danger punches. Oh, good left hand, good straight left from Calzaghe through the high-held guard. Calzaghe catches his man with that left uppercut, but he shipped another right hand towards the temple. Calzaghe taking it well, though. Not a lot to choose between them at the moment. Calzaghe may be edging the fight. In the fifth round now. I would imagine that Calzaghe is probably ahead on the judges' cards. Oh, a good left hand from Calzaghe. As Shika tries to unload those big hooks. He's gambling, the American, and gambling an awful lot. Calzaghe having to ride out the storm. Referee having a look at Shika in close. And is there a cut around the eye of Omar Shika? Looks as though that left eye is marking up. And the right eye as well, and he's protesting to the referee, Shika. I think he's suggesting that it might have been a clash of heads. I have to say I didn't see it myself. Referee has a close look, and now Calzaghe will go to work. The heads are in there, bumping and boring away. Sheikha has been a strong man, a determined man, but now he's a wounded animal and having to fight with those cuts. And his face is starting to look a mess. Calzaghe will sense that and will work away, picking him off with that fine jab, once, twice, 3 times. Well, more good punches from Calzaghe, and suddenly Sheikha is looking like a man who's on borrowed time. He's taking an awful lot of punishments here. Good left hand again. And people are on their feet here at the Wembley Conference Centre. And the referee said it's all over. Omar Sheikha doesn't like it, but Calzaghe is the winner, and the celebrations with his father Enzo. When he got the chance in that 5th round, he unloaded a barrage of hurtful punches, and he retains his WBO super middleweight championship. He celebrates, and well he might. When the chance came, he took maximum opportunity. And there you see at the end, Sheikha's face a mess, a mask of blood, and the referee said that's enough, and I think rightly so.
Now then, after Sheikha, we get to Richie Woodall, our very own Richie Woodall. My friend, your friend, and that was an awkward fight for a few rounds until you worked out the height and the distance.
Yeah, another thing, you know, I comes back to the Robin Rees situation. I wanted to fight Richie when he was champion, you know, but you know, there wasn't the case. He gets beat by the German guy, and then I fight him, you know. And when it was offered to me, I had mixed feelings because I like Richie, but then because I like him, I think he deserved an opportunity to fight for a title. So it was a bit of mixed feelings. But I was under no illusions. Although we were friends, I knew Richie would be up for this fight and he'd want to win, you know, even more so. And I was well prepared for the fight. I was in great shape, and I had to be in great shape because Richie fought an excellent fight. You know, he tired down the home stretch, you know, but in the first 8-9 rounds he was in the fight, and he more than held his own. And he's one of my toughest opponents, and you know, luckily for me, Richie wasn't a big puncher, you know, so I think that was the difference in the end, is that I had more of the stamina, and I wore him down at the end. But yeah, you know, what can I say? Richie was an excellent boxer and a great guy.
Well, this could be interesting, and a good right hand from Calzaghe, and straight away Woodall, the former WBC champion, feels the weight of the Welshman's punches. Woodall, a really good, classy boxer. But Calzaghe is bullying him backwards. Woodall just having to backpedal, not able to establish that much vaunted left-hand lead. In the second round. Good right hand from Woodall. Calzaghe just blinks though. And again, Woodall looking for the body and then bringing the left hook to the head, and Calzaghe's having to show a few survival instincts of his own in there. Good body shots from Calzaghe. And Woodall, I think, may be cut around that left eye. These two great mates outside the ring. But it's turning out to be a really good fight, this one. Woodall's left eye now is starting to look a bit of a mess, and Calzaghe's clearly targeting that. Referee Roy Francis keeping a close watch on the injuries to Woodall's face. At 28, Calzaghe, the younger man by 4 years, and I wonder the further this fight goes, whether his strength and stamina might tell. Good work from Calzaghe, and the roars of support from the Welsh crowd. Good left hand from Woodall. Good skills from Calzaghe. Beautiful the way he was switching the attack from body to head. Well, one strayed low there, I think. And Woodall's work rate is noticeably starting to lessen here. Woodall, the chants of the crowd. But Calzaghe's looking strong. See again that when it came to the exchange of punches there, it was everything coming from Calzaghe. Woodall bravely trying to come forward, but blood now is flowing from his nose, and he's gone down. And that looks like the face of a beaten man. The bell's gone. He was certainly brave. Len Woodall imploring his son to be brave, but how much more has he got left to offer as we come out now for the 10th? Body shot from Calzaghe, and straight away Woodall is forced back onto the ropes, and here comes Calzaghe again. He's such a good finisher when he gets his man going. And there's nothing coming back from the challenger, and that's it, it's all over. Roy Francis says enough, and there you see the embrace of two men with terrific respect for each other's abilities. But Joe Calzaghe was too young, too fresh and too strong.
Then we come to another American, a former world champion this time, a guy that was dangerous, enormous heart, and I think a good fighter. And I think I don't think this fight gets the respect it's due. That's the Charles Brewer fight.
Yeah, you know, I think Brewer at the time was a very dangerous customer. You know, he went on a bit too long in his career afterwards, but again, another fighter who I wanted to fight when he was, I think he was IBF champion, and then what happened, he got beat on a very disputed decision to Sven Ottke.
There's a shock, Sven Ottke getting a close decision. Exactly,
which he seemed to do. All he had to do was run for 12 rounds and you get a decision. There's just a matter of him surviving. So, you know, Brewer comes over very hungry, very upset about what happened in Germany. And, yeah, home from Cardiff. And, you know, probably a fight, a great fight for the fans, but for myself, I know I could have made it a lot easier for myself, like I do. Sometimes I make fights more difficult. My heart takes control of my brain, and I knew I should have boxed this guy, but I stand toe to toe. He comes and whacks me with a good shot straight away, and then it kicks off, and we just basically stand toe to toe. Great things for me, I had a good 7th round, and if I remember rightly, so I had a good telling off by my dad, because he caught me some big shots at the end of the 7th, and I reverted back to boxing. And as soon as I got on the end of my jab and used my boxing skills, I took control of the fight again, and won. You know, it was a hard-fought 12-round decision, but you know, I won the fight, and it was a great night for the fans.
Charles Brewer, they call him the Hatchet from Philadelphia. Slightly the taller man, stands around about 6'1". And Calzaghe tries to start fast. Good work from Calzaghe. Remember, Brewer went to a split decision defeat against Sven Ottke, the IBF champion. He's a real quality operator, and he's trying to match the work rate of Calzaghe. Who's getting the better of these exchanges? A nod of appreciation from Brewer. Calzaghe started well. Good straight left from Calzaghe. A couple of slappy looking hooks from Brewer by way of riposte, but the crisper punches are coming from Calzaghe. Real hard, tough fight, this one. Remember, Brewer, a former IBF champion. And plenty of guts as well. Back in 1998, he got off the floor a couple of times to beat Harold Graham. Good punches from Calzaghe. Some people say that Calzaghe slaps. Well, if he does slap, he slaps mighty hard. The variety of punches from Calzaghe shown there. Hooks and uppercuts, all of them right on the button. Calzaghe is making a big, strong man here look distinctly second best. Calzaghe coming into this fight after that easy win over Will McIntyre. This is an altogether different kettle of fish. Hard, grueling contest. And Brewer showing that he's perfectly prepared to take 2 or 3, to get into range, to land hurtful shots of his own. Good uppercut from Calzaghe. Never a great man for putting huge numbers of rounds of sparring in the gym, Calzaghe, but when he gets in there, he can fight like a man possessed. Such accuracy. Hurtful punches, and that's a quality uppercut from Calzaghe. Still maintaining this terrific work rate, the Welsh champion. And Brewer is starting to look a little bit more tired here. Sucking in the air. Punch out of there, says the referee. Good left hand from Brewer, showing that he's not spent yet. Calzaghe's got to be ahead on the cards, and I reckon that Brewer will have been told that by his corner, and the American challenger is trying to raise his work rate. Enzo Calzaghe's told his son, box him, work your way in off the jab and work for your openings, and here comes a real opportunity. Is he going to be able to take Brewer out here and now? Another terrific barrage of punches from Calzaghe. And Brewer had to absorb them all. Well, the final round, and it has been a fine fight. Good sportsmanship between the two. But Calzaghe, I think, must sense that if he can just box his way through, the title will be staying in Wales. And the Welsh fans know it. Been a terrific atmosphere here at the International Arena. The chanting for Calzaghe continues. It's an ecstatic crowd who've seen the best of Wales repel one of the shrewdest and canniest professionals in this division. Brewer is trying to raise his game, but Calzaghe will not be denied. And look at this, grandstand finish. And the two go toe-to-toe in the closing seconds. People on their feet all around this stadium. And Calzaghe ending the fight as the aggressor, as he has been almost throughout. Again, almost a standing ovation, and Calzaghe thinks he's won it. Brewer raises his arms, but I'm sure he must know.
And after Brewer comes another American former world champion, another guy that had lost controversially to Svernoki, in Byron Mitchell, and another fight where you wear your heart out on your sleeve.
Yeah, that's it. And another fight that, you know, I nearly made a fatal mistake. You know, I went in that ring and, you know, for the first time in my professional, amateur career, any time I've been put on the floor. So
a good shot, Joe.
It was you know what? I think that's the hardest I've been hit. You know, the 3 times I've been on the floor, that time I was like, wow, what's happening? But I got back up, you know, and thank God my powers recovery were pretty quick, due to my fitness and so on. And one thing you can't train yourself is how are you going to react when you go on the floor. So I was tremendously proud after the fight, because you can't train for that. You know, people say, yeah, Joe can do this, do that, but what happens when he goes on the floor? Is he going to stay down? Is he going to run? Is he going to hold? No, what I do?
Panic.
Soon they're going to panic, and then when I got up, if I got caught with another big shot, it would have been the worst decision, but I stood toe to toe, and we swung away, he missed me, and I just connected with the left hand and put him on the floor straight after, and all I can remember afterwards is just take this guy out, just throw everything at this guy, bathroom sink, just get this guy out, man, he's dangerous. So I just swung and just didn't leave him off the hook, and you know, the referee jumped in and stopped the fight. You know, some people say it was slightly premature, but as far as I'm concerned, I had still enough time in the round to stop him. You know, and yeah, what can I say? It was a great learning lesson for me, and it didn't just prove to other people what I'm like when my back's against the ropes. It proved to myself, because until you're in that situation yourself, you never know what's within and what comes out within yourself. And like I said, you know, I'd say that Mitchell was probably the hardest I've been hit.
Byron Mitchell is a danger man. He's a puncher, and he clearly fancies this one. It's a sellout once more here in Cardiff at the International Arena. Calzaghe cannot afford to take liberties with a man of the class of Byron Mitchell. Calzaghe now 31, 2 years the challenger's senior. Well, Calzaghe's gone down, but I think that was a slip. Dave Paris not counting. Good work from Mitchell. Good body shots. Trying to get Calzaghe to drop his guard, and he's down. Calzaghe down for the first time in his career. And he looks a little bit unsteady on his feet. Well, has Calzaghe recovered? And Mitchell will now really fancy this one. Calzaghe's got it regrouped, and Mitchell's coming in looking to tag him again. But Calzaghe's caught him with the left hand. Well, what drama. Mitchell goes down to the left hook. Both men have touched the canvas, and this is like a brawl in the Wild West. Good body shot from Calzaghe. And he's come back quite remarkably when you think that he was down. And this is one-way traffic now. Mitchell absorbing huge punches from Calzaghe. He's unsteady. Calzaghe looks to the referee saying, I can hit this man at will. Imploring Dave Parris to step in. Parris is looking, and Byron Mitchell looks very, very groggy, and the fight's all over. What drama here in Cardiff. Calzaghe on the floor for the first time in his career. He celebrates, and what a fight that was.
When you're on the floor there, just, you know, you're briefly on the floor and you climb up, and your face, I've watched that, I was ringside and I've watched that a lot of times since, your face almost clears as you're climbing up. When you're on the floor, you look like you're gone. And by the time you stand up, your face looks clear. Can you remember getting up, or is it something that's just lost in time?
Well, what I can remember is I stood up in the corner and looking at my dad. And I realised I'd gone down. You know, the referee started counting, I'm thinking, I realised I'd gone down. But, you know, like I said, it's not getting knocked down, anybody can go down. But what's the trick is your powers of recovery. Yeah. Some fighters can recover straight away, and then and some people stay hit. You know, they get hit and they stay hit. But like I said, I got up and I looked at my dad, and within a few seconds I was wobbly. I was fine, and I looked at him and I could see him. I knew he was going to charge me, and you can't really, you know, think about what you're going to do. You're just going to say, it's instinct. What am I going to do, man? This is the first time am I going to run? I'm going to try and just hold this guy, or. And the instinct was to just get back this guy and swing toe to toe, man. And that's what I did. But I looked at my dad, and he looked shocked. Because I think at the time what happened, a lot of people thought I slipped. Because what happened, I was throwing combination. For the first round, I give Mitchell a bit of a...
Oh, it was a hellacious round.
I give him I just outclassed him. I hit him with everything, and I got a bit too cocky. The guy covered up, and as I was throwing a left hook, he hit me with a beautiful short right hook. And so as I threw the punch, I swung, so he caught me, and my momentum swung me around. So a lot of people ringside think, did Joe get it? But as I stood there, I was still wobbling a bit. I think, shit, he must have got it. But it just looked a shock in the dad's face. And, from an amazing reception, I used to love boxing in the indoor arena. As you know, it's like 5,000-6,000, and the atmosphere is incredible. You could hear a pin drop. Yeah. But 1 second, you would like scream into silence within a couple of seconds. And then again, the emotion when the guy comes in, I drop him. Oh, it was just one roller coaster 2 rounds, man, and it's always been one of the fondest memories in the ring for me.
Then you come to Jeff Lacey. Here's a guy, a knockout specialist. The Americans think he's going to win, okay? And in this fight, you don't go out head to head. You use your brain and you break his heart. I know you've talked about it before, Joe, but that was a mesmerising, faultless performance.
Yeah, what can I say? You know, probably my favourite, if not the best performance. You know, it was the circumstances. You know, you mentioned that the Americans thought it was going to get beat. There was a lot of Brits thought it was going to get beat. And even the British bookmakers, maybe an underdog. And it's funny how things work out. You know, I think the only reason Lacey came over was because of a couple of poor performances by my standards. I broke my hand against a guy called Evans Ashira. And then before that, I fought KB Salem, and I was going through a lot of personal stuff in my life. I just didn't perform nowhere near my best. And that made him come over, you know. He had a over-ambitious promoter, a manager, and he came over to fight. And what can I say? He just, you know, it's just brilliant. You know, I've never been so in tune mentally, physically for that fight, because I knew how much it meant. That crossroad, that would define the rest of my career, or not my career, because, you know, people writing me off as an average champion, beating Lacey, but beating him in the style I was going to beat him would catapult me into what I wanted to do, to show the world I was the legitimate super middleweight world champion for all these years. Not just one title holder, I was the man. And then the Lacey fight proved to the world, you know, that, you know, this guy can fight.
They say it's the biggest super middleweight title fight since Roy Jones against James Toney back in 1994. Calzaghe fighting out of the southpaw stance, the taller man by a couple of inches. And will he be content to try and just box his way to victory?
I don't know if he's going to get the chance to box his way to victory, because, you know, Lacey's just going to come looking for him. This is where he needs to have the fight up close.
Calzaghe breaking out of that clinch well with a right hand to the body, followed by the nice little jab into the face of Lacey. Another one. I do rather think that Calzaghe technically might be the better boxer, but is the edge in power with Lacey.
You know, Lacey's got scar tissue underneath his left eye. You know, he'd be the one to cut. I think if this is going to go to cuts or anything like it, but this is what you expect from Lacey, just going to come looking for Joe.
Right hand from Lacey, he landed one to the body and then a big swing, and straight away, as Calzaghe gets hit, he starts going into a tear-up. Here goes the work rate from Calzaghe. Remember, the left hand is the fragile one. He can't afford to have that one damaged. Just lost his balance slightly in that exchange. The Lacey camp have gambled that Calzaghe is a fighter in decline and that he's a man ready to be taken.
Lacey can't match Calzaghe for work rate.
He's just coming crouching in. There's a right hand. That's the best shot from Lacey so far. That's the danger punch.
That shook Calzaghe.
Oh, this is good work from Calzaghe. Good headshots.
This is what you get from Calzaghe when he's hurt. He's like an out-of-control windmill. He just starts firing shots.
Well, that's the first round to Calzaghe, but he did take a big right hand. Pinch yourself to remember this is not just a title defence for Calzaghe. This is him trying to add another World Championship belt.
Beautiful left uppercut inside there by Calzaghe.
Lacey going looking for headshots. These are the danger punches. That right hand is the one Calzaghe cannot afford to get caught with. Calzaghe outworking Lacey at this stage. Lacey trying to drag Calzaghe down onto the punch on the blind side of the referee. Calzaghe himself spinning Lacey now and trying to work away on the ropes. Good work rate from the 33-year-old undefeated Welshman.
See Calzaghe pacing himself. He's boxing an intelligent fight thus far.
There's a low one there from Lacey.
Well, you've got to expect a change of tactics from Lacey. He's going to have to really start to bully Calzaghe. He's going to have to up his work rate, but then you can expect Calzaghe to go straight with him.
Oh, good shot from Calzaghe, short, straight left. But Lacey into his face. Those are low punches, surely.
Yeah, this is getting really messy now.
But
really,
the referee can't see it. He saw where he was placed, right behind the back of Lacey. Calzaghe gets away with it.
Calzaghe's going to have to fight his way out the corner.
He doesn't want to be in that sort of toe-to-toe tear-up.
A twist turned Lacey nicely there.
Oh, that's good work from Calzaghe. Quality work, but can he keep this sort of intensity of performance, this sort of speed, this work rate going for 12 rounds?
He's boxing his head off.
He is giving him a boxing lesson.
Absolutely, John. Giving him an absolute boxing lesson. He's hitting him and he's not getting hit. This is fantastic boxing by Calzaghe.
Brilliant from Calzaghe at this stage. Can he keep it going, though? Lacey, the man with dynamite in his fists. We know he's a terrific puncher. Easy, easy goes up the chant. Well, I think that might be tempting fate just a little bit.
Well, it's not easy, John, because he's having to work for this.
Outstanding opening from Calzaghe. Won the first 2 rounds and he's absolutely dominant in this third so far.
See, Lacey's just become very pedestrian, very one-paced. You know, like all punchers, has to rely on him setting his feet to get those big punches off. And while he's doing that, Calzaghe's outboxing him.
Well, I always thought Lacey was one-paced, Duke, but the thing about him is that he does bang that big right hand. Well, it looks as though it's that damaged left eye. He had scar tissue there, and it looks as though it's opened up again, and they're going to have a look at it, I think. Are they? He's saying it's a clash of heads, is Lacey. It goes to the end of the 4th round, it goes to scorecards. This one is the 4th round. If it were to be stopped, if the referee says that it's an accidental clash of heads that's caused it, but no suggestion that the referee is saying that to this point. And there's an air of desperation about the work of Jeff Lacey. He knows that he's cut. He may not have been hurt, at least not hurt badly.
Well, Lacey really needs to get at the races now and try and, you know, assert himself in this fight, because he's in danger now of not only being stopped but probably be on cuts, but he's being outworked and outboxed by Calzaghe.
Desperation from Lacey as he comes forward, trying to wing those trademark hooks. Catches Calzaghe with one there, but so far the overhand right, which is the real danger punch, hasn't been in evidence. Calzaghe's kept him away, and another lovely flurry of punches from Calzaghe. He's had his ears boxed off. Lacey said, southpaw style doesn't matter one jot to me. I've had goodness knows how many rounds sparring with winky rights, but so far he's had no answer to this. Calzaghe bullies Lacey back across the ring. The referee says don't do that, but it's not a tea party.
Lacey's just ploughing forward, but he's not throwing anything. He's like a catcher at the minute. He's like a catcher's mitt. He's just catching everything Calzaghe's throwing. He can't keep his combinations going. He can't match Calzaghe for hand speed or work rate.
Calzaghe's contemptuously now dropping his gloves, almost inviting Lacey in. Well, the rout continues. Calzaghe, I think, is starting to tee himself up for the big attack. I think he might be looking to take him out here. Two big left hands, and Lacey is on the receiving end of a barrage of punches. Calzaghe wants to get him out of there.
His legs have gone, John. He's all over the place. He's hanging on for dear life. He's trying his fight back, but Joe's just got to be a better pick his punches better and get him out of there.
Somehow Lacey has seen it through to the bell. Calzaghe says something as he goes back, and he goes back to the corner. Good left-hand lead from Lacey there. He's caught Calzaghe as he came in. Lacey's just plodding. Good straight left, and another left hand from Lacey. And is Lacey at last just starting to get to Calzaghe a little bit more, I wonder? Calzaghe, if he performs to type, will try and produce something terrific to catch the judges' eyes in the second half of this round.
It's a much closer round this round. Joe's probably needed just to have just a little step off the gas, but as I say that, he comes back with a nice 4-punch flurry. Beautiful boxing again.
He's got himself into terrific shape. He's up on his toes, looking fresh and sharp, even at this stage.
Yeah, and let's not forget, you know, Lacey's been used to fighting on American soil, but you know, he's away from home. You know, I don't see him raising his game like he can do when he's back home.
Calzaghe's just allowed his work rate to drop a little bit in this 8th round, but then that's almost inevitable after the ferocious pace of the early stages.
Yeah, Joe just looking just a little bit tired in this round, but you know, you can't fault him for that because he's really worked hard. But Lacey's not paying him. He's not capitalised on what is actually happening in the fight.
Lacey has bull-like strength, and he's trying to come charging in behind that spear of a left-hand lead. Calzaghe quieter this round. Has Lacey done enough to edge it? I'm not sure. Good uppercut inside from Calzaghe, and another one. Oh, look at this. Headshots, all scoring shots from Calzaghe.
Well, Lacey breathing really heavily now as he soaks these punches up.
Well, that's the flurry of punches that we wanted to see from Calzaghe from a British point of view. Right in control. He is 8 rounds down, I reckon, Jeff Lacey.
That's good boxing by Calzaghe. Nice high guard. You know, just pecking away at the jab. Tying Lacey up. Sorry, John, just tying Lacey up on the inside there.
Left lead again from Lacey. Calzaghe, good body shot, good left hand.
Oh, beautiful.
Nice uppercut.
Absolutely beautiful. That's world-class boxing. Beautiful left uppercut by Calzaghe, right up the pipe.
He said he wants Clinton Woods next as Joe Calzaghe. Clinton said he thought Calzaghe would beat Lacey. And if he's watching this, I wonder if he might be thinking twice about the possibility of going into the ring against Calzaghe, who, remember, has said he would love to be a world champion at 2 weights, as well as unifying this title. Mikkel Kessler, the Dane, is a spectator here, the WBA super middleweight champion. That's another possibility.
There's a big left hook there landed by Lacey, though. Calzaghe, for the first time in the fight, actually grimaced in a little bit of pain.
Forward comes Lacey, trying to, you can see why he's trying to set himself, trying to give himself an opportunity to throw that bingo right hand.
But you know, let's not forget, Calzaghe, I believe, has boxed at a much higher level, and he's been in world title fights and won with one hand previously, but thankfully tonight both hands have held up, and this is the sort of boxing that he can demonstrate.
Oh, that is superb. Knocking the head of Lacey around. Oh, look at that.
He's treating Lacey with contempt.
That is an old Ray Leonard trick.
Absolute contempt. Beautiful boxing by Calzaghe. Fantastic. Winding up the right hand, showing him a jab, hitting him with a left hook. Well, this is what a true world champion's made of. When you can dismantle a rival champion with the consummate ease that Calzaghe is. You know, this is a sign of the man's class.
I think he could be close to being stopped here, Lacey. The referee should be having a good look at this, and I think that a compassionate corner might also be taking a good look at him, because he is taking round after round of sustained pounding now, and Calzaghe is producing every shot in the textbook. All Calzaghe.
Every round, I've given him every round. I've struggled to give Lacey even a share of one of the rounds.
Another big, big round. And how much more can he take? Those eyes are closing. He's cut badly. He's hurting. He's saying, what round is it? Well, he says he's okay. He could have fooled me. Punch after punch from Calzaghe. He's been the 12-round distance 8 times as Joe Calzaghe. Lacey 3. Calzaghe knows exactly what it takes to win a fight. And here he is getting back behind the jab.
Oh, lovely left uppercut from Calzaghe. Beautiful by Calzaghe. Look what a lovely left uppercut. They've obviously worked on that punch in the gym. It's paid off for him all night long.
You're watching one of the outstanding British champions in Joe Calzaghe. One of the very best. And Jeff Lacey looks disconsolate, doesn't he? He looks in some distress. He looks bemused. He's banging his gloves together. He's bravely coming forward. But I could imagine, sorry Duke, I could imagine many a fight where this might have been stopped by now. If this wasn't a world title fight, I think Lacey would have been out of there. Good work again from Calzaghe, and look at the spring in his step, still up on his toes.
Pure class from Calzaghe, leading with a straight left right hook.
Oh, superb again.
Lacey's just getting beaten to the punch every time. Outboxed, outpunched, outmaneuvered.
And he shook his head disconsolately, came forward and was promptly bundled through the ropes by Calzaghe. Not a great round for Calzaghe. Utterly in control. Is that 10 rounds gone? I've given him every one.
Every one, John. I've struggled to give Lacey 1 round.
Okay, Joe, this is your master performance. This is your performance of your career. Absolute fantastic.
I ain't over yet.
Round 11. And it just continues. More of the same. That's not a knockdown, that was a push.
Well, that'll show you just how physically strong Calzaghe is. Okay, Lacey lost his footing, but Calzaghe gave him a little shove. So take that with you.
And it shows that Lacey is just about spent, I think. There are an enormous number of people, and not just commentators, I'm talking about people within the sport, who thought that Calzaghe was going to go, that he was ready to be taken.
Well, sure, there've been 1 or 2 chinks in the armour, but what Calzaghe's proven to you, he's proven the doubt was wrong. He's got himself in absolutely tip-top shape. We haven't had a problem with the hands, and he's boxed textbook boxing.
Here comes Calzaghe again. Is he looking for the stoppage even at this stage?
Well, Lacey looks spent. He looks absolutely out on his feet.
The referee ought to be stopping this. He's getting an absolute hiding, is Lacey, and you worry about what sort of damage this is having to him. This is well, it's not a career-ending fight. It's never going to be the same again after this, I don't think.
He's got nothing left, John. He's got nothing left.
The referee ought to be stepping in to stop this one.
Come on, Joe. Fantastic. Oh, this is just breathtaking stuff from Calzaghe. You know, I remember this boy. He was on a couple of my shows when he was just turned professional. Mickey Dove said, that, watch out for this kid. He's going to be something special.
Well, there wasn't wrong with that.
But since taking over from Frank Warren...
Oh, they take the points away from Joe Calzaghe.
No.
Can you believe that?
Oh, well, that's being kind to Lacey. That's the first round I've given him.
Well, I don't know what that's about. I suppose Calzaghe won the round, so it's actually scored a level round, isn't it? You can't, even losing a point, you can't give that to Lacey. Here's the attack from Calzaghe.
You stop him last round. He's going to stop now.
I think the referee should have been stepping in there. Here's the
little backhander. That's why he's done it.
right on, baby. You've got to do it. You can say that again. God. If he could turn this round, it would be the most extraordinary turnaround in a fight I think that I've ever seen. Calzaghe has been superb tonight, absolutely superb.
Well, he hasn't put a foot wrong all night, John. There's nothing to suggest that he's about to do that. You know, the spring in his step, the snap in his punches. It's Lacey who's obviously the desperate one. And the desperate man can often be hurt, but he can be dangerous. But Calzaghe's a fighter through and through.
Can Calzaghe take him out, even at this late stage? He's going looking for him.
Got him again. Watch Lacey's legs, they're gone. Referee looks like he might step in here, John. He's gone, John, he's absolutely gone. Referee's got to intervene. Look at this, punches unanswered. Fantastic by Calzaghe.
And the referee has a look. Lacey says, come on. And Calzaghe obliges the left hand, has put Lacey down for the first time in his career. He says it wasn't a knockdown, but he gets the counts. He's getting an 8 count. And the referee says, walk forward. Are you okay to go on? I don't think he is. There's 2 minutes left. And Calzaghe rains punches in again. He's trying to take Lacey out of there.
Oh, he's totally gone. Look at him hanging on for dear life. Took a step behind Calzaghe to buy precious seconds. If Joe can just land one more clean shot, this fight is thank you and good night.
We've seen some terrific fights on ITV, and this is right up there with any performance that has been produced, I'm sure, by a British fighter. Calzaghe has been magnificent tonight. Absolutely magnificent. Lacey comes forward to take yet more.
Got him again. Beautiful shots. This has been an absolute masterclass from Joe Calzaghe.
Last few seconds of a superb, wonderful boxing display from Joe Calzaghe.
And I'm glad to say I told you so.
Yeah, good pick, good pick. He has silenced the doubters. Calzaghe is boxing his way to a magnificent points victory. Quite outstanding. Oh, how on earth is Lacey staying up there? How is he staying up? A peach of a right uppercut from Calzaghe. The bell is about to sound. Calzaghe still picking his man off.
Congratulations, Joe Calzaghe.
They want him to call him out. Gary Shaw is shouting across to the corner, get him out of there. Well, that's it. It's all over. Lacey comes forward, embraces Calzaghe, but let the doubters be silenced. Joe Calzaghe is absolutely, utterly top-notch, and he is now getting a rightful embrace from his father and trainer, Enzo Calzaghe, because I don't really think that it gets very much better.
And then we come to what was a fantastic homecoming. Over 50,000 people at the Millennium Stadium. The unbeaten Danish world champion, Mikkel Kessler. And he was a good fighter. And that was, if it wasn't as eye-catching as the Lacey performance, Joe, it was better in some ways.
Yeah, I want to say with Kessler, you know, Kessler was a lot better fighter than Lacey. He, you know, he's a complete package. He could punch, he could box, he had stamina. So I knew he was going to be a more dangerous opponent. Plus, you know, he was a young fighter. I'm a year older from, well, nearly a year and a half older from the Lacey fight. So again, people were writing me off, saying that Kessler was going to beat me. So to go in that ring and win in the style I did was fantastic. But in the Kessler fight, the difference is, you know, I couldn't dominate him as I did with Jeff Lacey. You know, the first 4 rounds were tight. I got caught with some great shots in the 4th round. He stunned me a little bit, so I had to adapt. You know, so I realised I had to do something different, and you know, I come out in the 5th, 6th round, use my boxing skills, and to be honest, from then on, he couldn't respond whatsoever. So that was a magical time, you know, and to finally realise my dream of being undisputed, legitimate champion of the world after 8, 9 years, it just was fantastic for me.
Good jab from Kessler, solid one. Caught Calzaghe pretty flush.
Yeah, he also got caught with a straight left from Calzaghe. He didn't get that punch back to the guard position, and Calzaghe capitalised with a straight left hand.
Somebody asked me this week about what sort of strategy Calzaghe would employ. Well, that's a difficult one. I asked Joe that, and he said, well, to be honest, I sometimes don't know myself until I get in there. He's such an instinctive sort of fighter, and Kessler now is controlling centre ring. Early stages of the 4th, Kessler maybe just getting the better of it, but here comes Calzaghe. There goes those. Oh, is he caught? Caught by a right hand from Kessler. Good shot from the Dane. Calzaghe came in trying to throw those trademark flurries of punches, and he was caught with a really solid right hand.
Yeah, good shot from Kessler, that was. Calzaghe's feet come square.
And the uppercut! Right uppercut as well. He's taken 2 really big solid shots from the Dane, and these are dangerous moments for Calzaghe in the 4th round. He's going to have to dig deep. He's got to go into the trenches. The crowd hushed now, relatively, from where they were before, and the chants go up from the Danish supporters. He's now got to dig deep. We've got to see now vintage Joe Calzaghe.
Yeah, Calzaghe
again from Kessler. Sorry, Richie.
He's getting caught with a couple of good right hands here, Calzaghe. Good work from Kessler. Keeping that high guard and waiting for Joe to come in, then landing that right hand. He's done it 3 or 4 times now, John, in this round.
It's a good round for Kessler, this one, and it shows that Calzaghe, for all his hand speed, can be tagged. Kessler said he'd spotted errors in Calzaghe, and that at 35 he's making more mistakes. Great uppercut from Kessler. Calzaghe takes it, though. Terrific shot from the Dane. It is starting to boil up to be something very special, but this is a big round for Kessler, and Calzaghe's got 30 seconds still to get through here in the 4th. Anxious times for the great Welsh hero. Almost caught him again with the uppercut, but that's a decent right hand from Calzaghe, who's trying to employ a tighter defence now, a higher held guard. There's no showboating at this stage. Well, I wouldn't like to have my money one way or the other here at the moment. This is a good round for Mikkel Kessler. That must surely have squared it up. The Dane landed some big right hands, Richie.
Yeah, some good stuff there from Kessler. He was actually waiting for Calzaghe to come in. Calzaghe made mistakes there of just walking in and the feet came square. His target became too open and took some big right hands on the inside. Look at that for the right uppercut from Kessler. Timed the shot perfectly well, right through the middle. That hurt Calzaghe.
He can hit.
Yeah, he can hit. There it is
that.
again. That's a cracking shot. But, you know, John Calzaghe, great champion, and he's got a great chin.
8th round, pays you money and takes your choice. This is boxing at its best. Calzaghe's biggest test, this one, for a long time. Kessler showing himself an altogether more competent boxer than Jeff Lacey ever was. Calzaghe gave him a boxing lesson. He's not been able to outclass Mikkel Kessler, no way. Far cry from Peter Manfredo, the last man who they brought over here back in April. Oh, that's good from Calzaghe. But there's a splashing right hand from Kessler as well.
Yeah, Kessler's actually landed 2 good left hooks in this round, John, and he's looking to land that shot now. Knows he has to get closer to Calzaghe. There's another right hand from Kessler. Knows he has to get closer to land the left hook.
Absolutely fascinating. If it's as close on the judges' cards as Richie Woodall has it, this one is very much in the balance, and Kessler is again starting to come on strong. Is he the stronger man? It's starting to look that way. Calzaghe's going to have to outbox him, and Kessler is trying to unload once more. Good right hand from Kessler, and Calzaghe forced to cover up. Momentarily, did those legs stiffen just slightly? I'm not sure, but he took a good right hand, did Calzaghe, yet again. And now Calzaghe, go forward, forcing Kessler back. The technique is starting to ebb away, and it's starting to turn out to be a battle of willpower, of aggression. Who wants it? Who is the true champion? Those are good clubbing shots from Calzaghe, energy-sapping hooks into the rib cage of Kessler. That muscular, toned torso of Mikkel Kessler, huge for a super middleweight.
Good work again from Calzaghe, switching the attack to the body with that left hand. Better boxing from Calzaghe, and he's more busier again. This is a tight round, John, hard one to score.
Very tight one, but Calzaghe's landing the more punches, and again forcing Kessler back. Well, the referee won't like that, clubbing around the back of the head, and he's giving him a warning. He's giving him a warning. Is he going to take a point? He doesn't, but he's giving him a stern telling off. Any more of that, and points will be taken, no doubt. Good round, though, this for Joe Calzaghe. Good uppercut, left hand from Calzaghe. Kessler takes it, though. This is a big round for the Welshman. He's bossed this last minute. Terrific exchange. What a round that was. All around the auditorium, people are standing up and cheering. That was great action. Really was.
Tremendous round, and John, the thing is there, Calzaghe, the last minute, you hit it on the head, the last minute of that round, he poured it on, and that just might have been enough. There wasn't a lot in that round, but that last minute might have just swayed the judges. Some good stuff from Calzaghe, last minute, last half a minute, super stuff. And for me, just edged it.
Those are those shots around the back of the head which incurred the displeasure of referee Mike Ortega. Calzaghe's boxing has just been a wee bit too much for Kessler so far, we think. Calzaghe being told by his father, how much do you want these 4 belts? He's got the ring belt. HBO incidentally gave that last round to Calzaghe. We scored it level, we've got it closer than the Americans. in the penultimate round. Joe Calzaghe in his great arena here in South Wales, and has started the 11th round well.
Oh, lovely by Calzaghe there. Actually threw a feint, didn't he, with that first jab.
If he does come through this, Richie, I think at super middleweights he no longer has anything left to prove. If he's going to continue, I suspect he's going to step up. This, if he can do this, if he can win what is effectively a clean sweep of titles. Oh, that's terrific. Great uppercut from Calzaghe. Kessler bravely comes forward, but he's punished for his tribulations as he does so.
Master boxing display here from Calzaghe. Just got to keep it tight. Look at that, beautiful jab and then the hook. Lovely stuff.
He's taunting Kessler now. Look, the gloves are low, and Kessler just doesn't have the self-confidence anymore to come forward. Calzaghe is playing with him in the 11th. Simply too good a boxer. Unless Kessler can find the detonator of a right hand to turn this one around, this is turning out to be another glory night for this Prince of Wales.
Let's not speak too soon though, John. Kessler's still in this contest, he's still powerful. Joe's got to stay focused 100% to the last bell.
Kessler, granite chin, takes two more big shots. Left hook from Calzaghe, and now the Dane comes plodding forward, looking for, even at this stage, the one big punch which might turn it round. And Frank Warren on his feet, imploring Calzaghe to keep his gloves up, and that's why that right hand only just off target. Wherever you may be watching this, you're watching an outstanding contest from two terrific champions, and Calzaghe finishing the 11th round, the stronger man once more.
The way he's up on his feet, John, he's boxing like, you know, a 25-year-old Calzaghe. He really is. Super energy, super skills, his fitness fantastic.
The crowd are simply loving this. The Welsh crowd, that is. That's a left hand from Kessler, though, which caught him on the side of the head as contemptuously Calzaghe dropped his hands low. But Kessler has thrown very little in that 11th round, and that was a big round once more for Calzaghe. Kessler's got to knock him out, I reckon.
Yeah, I've got it 107, 103 at this stage, John. Just got to stay tight for this last round. I think Kessler will come. It's like a bullet to gate.
Just let's listen to what is being said in that corner as we talk our way through this.
You got me? I want your jab. You got dominate.
Jab and dominate. That's what he's saying. Jab and dominate.
Yeah, too right. Jab and dominate. Keep your distance. This guy's going to come at him now. He's just got to keep it tight now, plenty of movement, a bit like he did against Jeff Lacey, off to the side and pop that jab out as Kessler comes by.
The Millennium Stadium rises to these two fighters who touch gloves in a show of respect and appreciation before 3 minutes of mayhem. Here we go. The last round of this unification world super middleweight title fight. Kessler, we think, has to find a knockout.
Just got to box long range here now, John. Calzaghe, keep the distance and just box and move to the side. The fight's won. He's just got to get through this last round for me.
It's not in Calzaghe's nature to go running around the ring in a cynical display of defence. He'll want to finish it as the man bossing the fight, as he has done throughout the second half of the fight. Look at that hand speed, classical jab cross combinations, switching the attack to the body, and Kessler having no reply.
Yeah, that was beautiful from Calzaghe there. Vintage Calzaghe, super stuff, great boxing skills.
Good body shot from Kessler, big right hand, Calzaghe fell that one. This is the last throw of the dice. Has Kessler got it in him to turn it round, even at this late stage? He believes he can. Oh, Kessler. Really good solid right hand. And the Dane is coming forward, looking for the big payoff punch. Calzaghe's chin has been tested on maybe 7 or 8 occasions in this fight, and it's stood the test.
Kessler knows he needs a knockout here, John. That's why he's coming forward, looking for the big right hand, the right uppercut, the left hook. But Calzaghe boxing superbly well.
Moving towards the last minute of this tremendous struggle here in South Wales. Cardiff, as we approach, what time is it? Goodness knows, pushing on for 2:30. It's going to be rocking when they turn out from this stadium if the verdict goes Calzaghe's way, as we believe it must. Kessler has it in him maybe for one last big attack. There was a good left hook in there and a good solid straight right hand. Kessler's had a good 12.
Yeah, it's the last throw of the dice for Kessler. He's found the target, he's winning this round.
Last 30 seconds, who's got it right down to the finishing line?
Oh, good boxing again from Calzaghe. Oh, good right hand.
Good shot, as they said, simultaneously, as Kessler found his way through with a solid right. Calzaghe's gloves drop down again as he leaps in behind that right hand. Oh, good shot again from Kessler. This is a big final round from the Dane. What a round from Kessler. And the two hug may be a word from Calzaghe. I think Kessler knows that he's lost that one. Calzaghe raises his arms and celebrates.
And what was that like? You're in the ring that night, you've just beaten Kessler, hands down, absolutely hands down. He can't believe it. He's got a confused look on his face, and you're looking around in there and there's 50,000 people, hundreds and hundreds of flags. That must have been just about as good as it gets.
It's amazing. You just you can't freeze that moment. It just goes so quick, and now you think back, it's just like a dream. You know, it's too much to actually take in. You know, and obviously, you know, tremendously proud of that fight. You know. It's just great. And then after that fight, to be honest, I knew that super middleweight was no longer going to be my weight division, because how could you bear that?
That
you
was
know,
it.
how could you 50,000 unify the title with the best other guy in the division, which you know, today I think Kessler is the number one guy in the super middleweight division. He's world champion again. There's nothing else to go for, you know. And then that's where I realised I had to move up to light heavyweight to give myself a challenge, a fight outside my weight division, and fight somebody that weight. And I think after all these years, I deserve to do that. And that's why I chose to fight Bernard Hopkins.
The talking ends, the action begins. Hopkins, we expect to be a cagey operator, trying to draw Calzaghe in and landing that damaging right hand which accounted for Antonio Tarver. The Calzaghe camp were worried about how he tends to follow in with his head when he goes in behind the punches. And straight away, bumping and boring inside.
This is my theory here, John. He's got to watch what he's doing here, Calzaghe on the inside with the heads from Hopkins. Hopkins will love this on the inside with the head. Anything can happen, a head clash, a cut. He'll take the chance 50-50.
Well, Freddie Roach, didn't he? He said, elbows, shoulders, head. This is a prize fight. It's all part of it. Quiet sort of opening. Oh, good right hand! And Hopkins has put Calzaghe down in the very first round. After just over a minute, Calzaghe down with a crashing right hand from Hopkins. Well, straight away, we know now that Hopkins is very, very much for real.
Great shot, straight down the middle, straight down the pipe, as they say. Perfect shot delivered there from Hopkins. Calzaghe walked onto it as he was coming forward, and the timing and the accuracy was there from Hopkins. Great shot.
Well, he talked about picking his punches, throwing precise punches, that right hand, the danger shot, and there straight away in the opening round, Calzaghe down for only the third time in his professional career. Oh, another terrific right hand. The classical way to take away the southpaw's advantages. Hopkins has never lost to a left-hander. Already at this early stage, Calzaghe has a mountain to climb. And he's having a difficult opening round, to say the least.
Yeah, just been a little bit hesitant with his attacks here, Joe Calzaghe. And that's fallen into the Hopkins trap, if you like. He's decided to go on that back foot, be very, very cagey, and just nick the shot here and there, looking for that straight right hand.
The Hopkins camp said that they would be able to exploit the wide hooks of Joe Calzaghe.
There's a little bit of a cut as well on Calzaghe's nose.
Big opening round for the Philadelphian veteran. There is a graze on the right-hand side of the bridge of Calzaghe's nose. As he goes back to the corner, he looks a little bit concerned as well, he might. That is going to be a 10-8 round to Bernard Hopkins. It was a peach of a right hand, yes. Hopkins landed.
That was a great shot. He caught Calzaghe as he was coming forward, straight down the middle. The timing was there, the accuracy was there from Hopkins.
Here we see it again. Well, that is right on the button, and it was probably that shot which damaged Calzaghe's nose.
Yeah. Calzaghe just walking in slowly, and there it is. Super shot.
Hopkins a little bit slow off his stool, and the second slow out of the ring. We've still got a towel in that Hopkins corner, but now it's removed. Well, Calzaghe being told that they honestly think that he's there to be taken out now, Hopkins. They think that he's tiring.
Yeah, but he's got to watch it as he's coming forward here, John. He's still got to be cautious in his approach, Calzaghe, because Hopkins is terrific tonight with this right hand. He's got to watch he doesn't leave himself open as he's coming forward. That's better, in and out with the jab.
Well, that, I don't think, has gone down terribly well with the American crowd. So Sylvester Stallone on the far side of the ring, holding his hands up and berating Calzaghe and saying, come on, come on. I do think Hopkins is making it count for all it's worth, mind you. Be interesting to see a replay of that. Here we go. Well, it's low, but it's not bang on target.
Well, it was low, but was there a lot of force there from the shot? It didn't
I do think Hopkins is making the most of it. Well, he's been given time. He can have 5 minutes under the rules if he requires it. And all the time, of course, it buys him a bit of time to regroup.
Yeah, the body language doesn't seem too good from Hopkins. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, well...
No, it was low, wasn't it?
It was low, but there didn't seem to be, wasn't there? Certainly not the upper part of the glove.
Hopkins still grimacing, Calzaghe waving to the fans and suggesting this one is now going his way. Well, he's still making it pay, isn't he?
He's allowed 5 minutes officially, isn't he?
Now the action underway once again. According to the timekeepers sitting to my right, still more than 2 minutes to go in this round. Calzaghe didn't have a point deducted.
Good right hand again, Hopkins. Great counter-attack in that. He's just beaten Calzaghe to the punch there.
Well, Hopkins has taken his little breather and may come back now with renewed vigour. There's the head clash. Well, Calzaghe dropped his hand, invited his man to come in, and Hopkins duly obliged.
Now Hopkins is changing tactics here slightly, coming forward. If that's the case, then Calzaghe must start throwing more left uppercuts, bringing him onto that shot.
Hard fight, this one. A lot of the rounds difficult to score.
Such a cagey guy, Hopkins. He really, really is.
Now Calzaghe tries to unload in close, but Hopkins giving as good as he gets.
This is where he's got to watch it, Joe, as he's walking forward with his right hand from Hopkins.
Good work from the American.
Stop!
Well, Hopkins started the first minute of the round really well, but after the break, or rather Calzaghe did, but after the break, Hopkins came on strong. And Richie gives the round to Bernard Hopkins.
Towel. He got the towel on you.
RB. That was you, Lorenz.
One of them boys should understand you're concerned defence only. You're boxing this style. Defence only first.
I reckon Calzaghe's got to win all 3 rounds here, Richie, to be certain in any shape or form.
Okay.
The last 2
Or
rounds.
2 rounds, rather, I beg your pardon.
Needs 2 big last rounds, doesn't he?
He's got to win big from here on in.
I mean, it was a low shot, but really, there wasn't a lot of force there, John, was there? I think, you know, he took full advantage of the 5 minutes.
Could still be in the balance in this last round. People all around the ring are saying, how have you got it? What's the score? Well, Richie's got it Calzaghe by a round. All I'd say is that I think that Calzaghe's definitely got to win this last round.
Well, a lot of the rounds have been close, haven't they? But Calzaghe's the man who's keep coming forward. Hopkins is doing the holding. However, he's landed better straight right hands, definitely throughout the contest. Better shots, but Calzaghe now, for me, he's just starting to outworking him. And Hopkins is looking to hold every opportunity.
"44 professional fights Calzaghe's had, and that proud undefeated record is very much on the line here. Trying to carry the fight now to Hopkins. Outwork his man. Right hand again from Hopkins. He almost turned his back on the Welshman. The judges, Adelaide Bird from Nevada, Chuck Giampa, he's been around the block for a while, and Ted Gimser from Illinois. They're the men who will sit in deliberation, assuming it goes to the final bell.
I'll tell you what I would say though, John, you know, this referee, I remember Ricky Hatton and Mayweather, and he wouldn't let Hatton literally work on the inside, he wouldn't let him hold at all or anything like that. Tonight here, he's let Hopkins hold all night long.
Yep, he's let everything go. A minute to go, less than a minute. Hopkins trying to get on his bike, taunting Calzaghe as he stepped back. Well, it's been a messy fight in a lot of ways. Certainly no classic. Interesting, the clash of styles was always there. Easy, easy, the British fans chant, but I think it's been anything but. Been awful, really. Well, Joe Calzaghe thinks he's won it. Punches continuing after the bell, and both men celebrate.
When you look at the Hopkins fight, you realise that you can't win every fight looking glorious. You can't win every fight doing alley shuffles and looking fantastic. Some fights are just ugly, and that was one of them, wasn't it?
It was, but it just goes to show, you know, against a guy like Bernard Hopkins, nobody looks great. Yeah. You know, it's very difficult. And when an opponent, especially somebody with the quality of Hopkins, goes in there with the intention of stalling your output and making you look bad, they're going to make you look bad. Yeah, you know, even Journeyman can make you look bad. So somebody with the quality of Hopkins, as you've seen recently, how great he looked against Kelly Pavlik, you know. So I think I was happy because that puts my win in perspective. To go down in the first round, you know, to be behind after 3 rounds and as far as I'm concerned, go on and win the fight, you know, to win most of the next rounds and have somebody who was trying to cheat in the 10th round, which says what state of mind Hopkins was to try and cheat the 10th and 11th round. He must have been very tired and very knowing he would be on the points, as far as I'm concerned, you know, because a different animal turned up when he fought Pavlik.
And that brings us to Roy Jones, Madison Square Garden, November the 8th, a living legend in a fantastic venue.
What can I say? You know, what a fantastic way to finish off. You know, it's like a fairy tale ending for me, so I have to make sure it's a fairy tale result. You know, Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of boxing. You know, my last few fights, Millennium Stadium was amazing. It was great to do the Vegas thing, but as soon as I walked into Madison Square Garden, I just, you know, just standing in that venue, looking around, realising what great fighters I've boxed in the past. I just knew that this was the place to finish off, and I'm really excited and cannot wait to get in that ring, in that venue, and leave my mark there, hopefully, and fight the best I can fight, and hopefully, like I said, well, not hopefully, I know I'm going to win. Win in style.
So that's it, this Saturday, November the 8th, Satanta 1, live and exclusive from Madison Square Garden in New York City. Joe Calzaghe against Roy Jones.